before we begin, let us recite the Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadanti Supadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Udapatakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Chaidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shivi Shakam Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhya Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dhamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Om Tat Sat Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for today's Bhagavad Gita class. So this is the first class in 2021. Hope you all have taken a resolution to continue our devotional service, in a steady manner, and we'll be able to progress in our devotional pursuit very nicely in 2021. Let this 2021 be a good year for all of us in devotional life. Although we in 2020 we had so much of challenges and setback, but in some way for devotional practices it was conducive also. And this year, let us pray that all the challenges will be over, all this pandemic and all problems, and we can concentrate more in devotional service, and we can progress steadily in our devotional life. So Hare Krishna. So welcome back in 2021. So we have so far taken 16 week modules. Maybe we have at least 20 classes are over, right? Minimum. Nanda Gopal Prabhu, at least 20 classes we have taken.
Yes, Prabhuji, around 20 classes. Yeah. We started in the month of June actually.
Oh, okay.
June, July, like that.
So approximately 20 classes we would have taken. And today less attendance, more expected, more devotees. Advaita Prabhu is back. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes. Welcome back.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Anyway, so without taking much time, let us start. Okay. So we are reading week 17, the nectar of the holy name. Haridas Thakur could defeat Maya because he was absorbed in thoughts of Krishna by constantly chanting his holy name. Maya to Haridas Thakura. After offering obeisances to Haridas Thakura, the woman said, I am the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I came here to test you. So Haridas Thakur is known as Namacharya. He is the Acharya for holy name. Okay, Acharya for holy name. He used to chant 92 rounds. That means almost 22 hours a day. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. 300,000 names of Krishna every day. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given him Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So here it is said that Haridas Thakur could defeat Maya. Who is Maya? Who is Maya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, material energy.
Yes, material energy. And Who is that material energy? In
Goddess
relationship,
Durga.
in relationship with Krishna.
Sister.
Mataji?
Sister. Goddess Durga.
It's breaking. I can't hear you.
Goddess Durga, sister for Lord Krishna.
Okay, so what is that called? What energy is that?
External energy or material energy?
Yes, external energy. So Maya is nothing but one of the energies of the Supreme Lord Krishna. It's called Bahiranga Shakti. Okay, or external energy or material energy. So Lord has sent, or Maya has come to test Haridas Thakur. Okay, Maya came to test what? Any idea? Why did Maya
Hare
come to
Krishna,
test? Yes, yeah, tell me.
to test how we are in our spiritual world, Prabhuji. Are we going in a right way, or we are going back to the materialistic again?
Okay. So Maya has in fact come to test Haridas Thakur how determined he is in the devotional service. You know, will he become prey to Maya or the external energy of the Supreme Lord? Okay, usually if we are allured with some material things, we may get attracted to that. But here, Haridas Thakur, because he was fixed, he was Sthita Pratnya, fixed in devotional service. Even Lord's own energy, Maya, could not defeat Haridas Thakur. So that fixed he was. Since we are not that fixed, Maya can attack us, Maya can defeat us, Maya can control us, and we may become prey to Maya, that is the energy of Supreme Lord. So we have to be very fixed up in devotional service. Otherwise, we'll be prey to Mayas. That's why this example is given. Haridas Thakur was so much fixed that nothing could defeat Haridas Thakur. He was so much fixed in devotional service. So he was absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, constantly chanting his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in front of the devotee, Lord's external energy, Maya, also got defeated. Okay. So that to illustrate that, the example is given, because Haridas Thakur is a pure devotee of the Lord, and he was always absorbed in chanting the holy name of the Lord 24 hours a day. Even while sleeping, he is thinking of Krishna. Unlike us, when we are sleeping, we are dreaming so many things. Okay, unwanted things. Because we are not fixed. We are not constantly thinking of Krishna. So that's the reason that when we are sleeping, we are dreaming so many other material things. So if when we are awake, if we are always thinking of Krishna in each and every activity that we do, we will also, even while sleeping, will be Krishna conscious. So Maya to Haridas Thakur, after offering obeisances to Haridas Thakura, woman said, so Maya, the external energy of the Supreme Lord, she is also personality. She offered obeisances. I am the
Hare
illusory
Krishna,
energy.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Nanda Gopal Prabhu, you wanted to say something? Haribol, am I audible? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I
Yes,
audible?
Prabhuji, you are audible. Yes, Prabhuji,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. So Maya said, I am the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of God. I came, sorry, I came here to test you. Okay. So Maya is testing Haridas Thakur. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Devi hi esha gunamayi mama maya durataya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, my external energy is consisting of the three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me, it is very easily can cross beyond it. Okay, this divine energy of mine consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So Lord Krishna himself says that his energy is not very easy to overcome. But those who have surrendered, for them it is easy. Otherwise, those who have not surrendered, it is not that easy. So this is Devi Esha Gunami. So this is Devi, he divine energy. That although it is external or material energy, it's also called divine energy, because everything related to Supreme Lord is divine only. So here, that Maya came to test Haridas Thakur, how determined he is. But he passed the test. So, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. This was actually proved by the behavior of Haridas Thakur. Maya enchants the entire world. How Maya will come to us? How Maya will come to us? When we very simple example, when we go to the supermarket, hypermarket or mall, we are going to purchase one particular item, for example. When we go there, there are so many offers. You pay for one, get two, 50% off, 75% off, this free, that free. So many attractions will be there. We have gone to purchase one thing, but after seeing these offers, oh, let me buy this, let me buy that, let me buy this. Then we will end up buying so many things which is not required by us. So this is the agency of Maya. So Maya will trap us. So this is one example like that. For so many things which we don't want, actually we end up accumulating, because this is the attraction of Maya. So like that, each and everything Maya will test. So Maya enchants the entire world. Advertisements. So this world is running just because of the advertisement. Even though we don't need, we end up buying things. Okay, after seeing so many times the same advertisement, so why not try that? Why not buy that? Okay, this cosmetic is good, that cosmetic is good, this brand is good, that brand is good. Actually we don't need it, but because of the whole industry, the cosmic industry and so many other industries running because of the advertisement. So this is actually cheating. Then in the advertisement, if you buy this, you will be happy. Okay, if you buy this brand, oh, it's very nice, you'll be happy. But after buying, will we ever become happy? No. We want something good, something better than that. Then there'll be another advertisement. Oh, that is not good, this is much better than. You try that. We'll go for that. And we spend money and we don't get good result. We don't become happy also. At the same time, we keep spending money. Sometimes if we don't have money, we may borrow and buy things also. So it will only accumulate our debts, at the same time burden ourselves financially. So like that, Maya is testing us in different ways, and we become prey to Maya. So this dazzling attraction, especially the attractive beauty of a woman, is meant for persons who are not surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Maya tricks us, especially male to female, female to male. The attraction is there. So Maya comes in different ways. So it comes in this way also, the attraction between opposite sexes, and people will fall prey to that. But this beauty, it may remain for some time. It is not going to remain eternally. So this attraction is there only temporarily. We should not forget what actually we should be attracted to. We should be attracted to the most beautiful person of this entire creation, both spiritual and material, that is Krishna. And the beauty of that personality is not going to fade away. All other beauties, all other enjoyments may be for a fraction of second or few days or few months. It is not going to last anymore. So we have to understand that our attraction should be to the all attractive person. And who is that all attractive person? Who is that all attractive person?
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Krishna. So we should be attracted to him. Ultimately, he is the person who is going to save us from this material
Krishna.
existence. Okay. Yes, Haribol. So all other attractions are temporary. It will give only miseries to us. Initially, things may be very nice and it will be like nectar. But as the time passes, all this nectar will become poison. So whatever we feel nectar in the beginning, it will be at the end poison. But whatever is bitter in the beginning, it may be, nectar in the end. So this devotional service, initially, oh, this is very troublesome, very cumbersome. You may not like it. So it is just like a, drinking bitter juice, bitter gourd juice. No, nobody like bitterness, isn't it? But initially, this may be troublesome, but at the end, as it we progresses in devotional service, we start relishing it. But when we eat something very nice, delicious, very sweet, it may be nice in the beginning, but then that will create diabetes, this and that, so many health problems. So in the material world, everything is like that. Whatever is good or nectar in the beginning ends in distress, and whatever is uh, bitter in the beginning, it turns out to be nectar. So, so is meant for persons who are not surrendered. So all these material attractions are meant for whom? For those who are not surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says, Mam evaye prabadyante mam etam tarantite. One who is surrendered unto me cannot be conquered by the illusory energy. So if we have taken shelter of Supreme Lord Krishna, Maya will not attack us, because Maya knows, okay, this person is not my this thing. I am not supposed to go to him because he is already surrendered to the Supreme Lord. It's not my jurisdiction to go to him or to go to her. Okay, the illusory energy personally came to Haridas, test Haridas Thakur, but herein she admits her defeat, for she was unable to captivate him, because captivation, especially between the opposite sexes, that is much more than any other captivation in this material world. So that is the easy way to test, Haridas Thakur. So the Maya thought, let me try to captivate him and deviate him from the real path. How is it possible? It was because Haridas Thakur, fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, was always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna by chanting the holy names of the Lord 300,000 times daily as a vow. So he had taken a vow that every day he will chant 300,000 times of Lord Krishna's name. In other words, 92 rounds of Hare Krishna Mantra every day. Okay. Without that, he will not sleep. He will not eat anything. That was the vow that we have taken. So we also should take some vows, especially this is the new year, that whatever said and done, whatever challenges may come in my life, I will do this minimum devotional service. It's a vow that we take. It is for our own progress, so that we don't get attacked by Maya. Every day we have to take shelter of Lord Krishna and tell him, oh Lord Krishna, please keep me away from Maya. Okay, so that surrenderance, if is there, so Maya will not attack us also. But this practice, the sadhana bhakti, the devotional practice, we should do without fail. If we are lenient in that, if we don't give seriousness to devotional service, then Maya will come and test us and will be, drifted away from the real path. So we have to be very careful. So this is a lesson that we learn from Haridas Thakura and Maya Devi. Just like how Haridas Thakura defeated Maya, we also should be in a position to, defeat Maya, when we are attacked by different challenges in our day-to-day life. Because every day when we go out, we are going to a battlefield. We have to encounter many people. Okay, there are very seldom that we'll get like-minded people. When we go out of the house, we have to encounter different types of people, different mentalities, different character, different behavior. So we have to come out of all these people, and we have to safeguard our devotional service. So for that, we have to chant every day before we get out, step out of the house. We have to finish our prescribed round of Hare Krishna Mantra. Then it is a kavacha. We have a kavacha You must have heard Narayana Kavacha, that is to protect from this all this material, miseries and all. Similarly, we should have a Nama Kavacha. Nama Kavacha only after chanting so many rounds of Hare Krishna Mantra, 16 rounds, whatever it is, then we have a Nama Kavacha. So if we go with this Nama Kavacha out of our house, get into the battlefield of material world, nobody can attack us because we are protected by the Nama of the Supreme Lord. Just like when anybody goes to the battlefield, they're also taking the Kavacha. What is that? They have their armor, that is a Kavacha. They have their weapons, that is a Kavacha. So we don't have that sort of weapons or armor. We have the Nama Kavacha, and the Nama Kavacha will protect us always. So this is what protected Haridas Thakur from falling prey to the material energy of the Supreme Lord Maya. Okay. This is taken from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 3.250. Hare Krishna. So any points or any comments or any questions?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, is it clear? All clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very good. Now let's go to the passage. Passage for discussion. In the Bhagavad Gita 3.27, Lord Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankara vimodhatma kartaham idi manyade. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of the activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. So what does it say? The spirit soul. Who is the spirit soul? The Jivatma. And bewildered by the influence of false ego. Now, why is the Jivatma bewildered? By the influence of false ego. What is this false ego? What is this false ego? How is the Jivatma getting bewildered by the influence of false ego? So what is the role of the false ego here?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we think that we are the doer and we are the body and we are everything like that. Prabhuji?
Yes. So as Madaji rightly said, we think that we are this body and I am independent. I am the doer. I know everything. I don't have anybody to give report to. Okay. I am totally independent. I can do anything and everything as per my whims and fancies. So this bodily conception, separating Krishna from our life, that mentality is false ego. Just because of we all have this false ego, we are in this material world. Okay. If we had the true ego, we wouldn't have been here in this material world. We would be in the spiritual world. So the bodily conception of life, I am independent. I want to enjoy everything. All that is here around me is for my enjoyment. I am the center of attraction. I am the center of appreciation. So all these thing is evolving around me. I, me and mine. Okay. No Krishna, everything for my sense gratification. So this mentality is called false ego. So having that false ego, the spirit soul, the Jivatma, under the influence of this false ego, thinks that the doer of activities, he is the doer of the activities. Okay. Can we think that way? Are we the doer of the activities?
No, no, Prabhuji.
Yes, no. What about others?
No, Prabhuji.
That means we don't have any responsibility. If Lord Krishna is the doer of the activities, what is our role then? If you say that we are not the doer of activities, then what is our activity? What is our role?
We are the servant of Krishna and we have to obey the spiritual activities. Prabhuji?
Yeah, that is from the spiritual point of view. But here, on a material platform, now here says, Lord Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimodhatma kartaham idimanyade. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer, but in actuality is carried out by the three modes of material nature. So, how do we understand this? How do we reconcile that? If we are not the doer, no, what is the role of the three modes of material nature? How do we understand that? Okay, if we are not
In
the
all
doer,
our karmic action, in all our karmic action, the three mode of material nature is the basic, because with that only we react, isn't it, Prabhuji?
what is that? I didn't get you, Madhuri, once again.
That three mode of materialistic nature only influences.
Yeah, okay,
Because of that only our karma gains,
okay, fine.
ignorance, passion, and
So you mean to say that three modes of material nature is a culprit, not we.
no, I have to control that one, and I have to with the intelligent, I have to be in goodness.
Okay. So for any activity to happen, so what are the minimum things required? So when you want to do an activity, okay, so what are the minimum elements required to complete an activity?
Surrendering, Prabhuji.
No, that is no. I am not talking about the spiritual part of it. Suppose you want to get a good attend and some class and write an exam, get the degree certificate. What you should do?
We need our endeavor and Lord's mercy.
Yeah. So as Sham rightly said, we have to put in some effort. So suppose I want to get a college degree. Okay. We have to register in the college, get admission, study the course for 2 years or 3 years, then get the certificate. Okay. So this is there. So any activity, there should be an endeavor from our side. Okay. And that activity, that endeavor, will depend upon in which mode we are influenced. Suppose I want to give in charity something to somebody. I don't know. As we all know, there are charity in the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. So if I am influenced with the mode of ignorance, I may give this charity, without knowing who is the appropriate person, what is the appropriate time. Okay, so I may end up giving to a person who is not appropriate to get that charity. So that is in the mode of ignorance. So my activity of giving charity, I am initiating that activity, but since I am influenced by the mode of ignorance, I don't know whether the person receiving the charity is worth, and whether the time giving the charity is worth. Okay, and for the purpose that I am giving the charity, is it appropriate? So it is again influenced by the mode of material nature, right? And to accomplish that activity successfully, the sanction of the Supreme Lord also is necessary. So minimum, we can take three aspects here. One, the person who is initiating the activity, he is a doer. Okay, so that is the individual soul, that is Jivatma. And the circumstances or the modes of material nature is an intermediate doer. So I am the first doer, initiating doer. Okay, and the intermediate doer is the, who is that? The three modes of material nature with which we are influenced. And the ultimate doer is the Supreme Lord. Okay, so without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, nothing will get fulfilled. No activity will be fulfilled, completed. That's why here Krishna says, spirit soul bewildered by the influence of false ego thinks himself the doer. In actuality, I'm just initiating that activity, but actual things get completed only by the sanction of the Supreme Lord. So ultimate doer is Lord Krishna. Although I have initiated the activity, and the three modes of material nature with which I am influenced with also an intermediate doer, ultimately the The doer, final doer is the Supreme Lord. So we, because of this bewilderment, think that I am doing everything. Okay. For example, somebody is, helping me to get a job. Okay. And that person is telling, see, because of me, this Prabhu has got job. Because of me, this Prabhu has got job. Yes, definitely, he has helped me to get a job. But ultimately, who has sanctioned that? He has just become an instrument in the hands of Krishna. I was destined to get a job because of my karma bala, and between Krishna and me, this person has become an instrument. Yes, definitely his hand is there. We should be thankful for that person, definitely. But he cannot claim that I am the ultimate doer of this particular help. Is it clear? Does it make
Yes,
some sense?
Prabhuji.
Okay. So success in any activity depends on 5 essential factors. So here in elaborate is given. So success in any activity depends on 5 essential factors. So what are those? The place, the doer, the tools or the senses, the endeavor, and finally the sanction of the Supreme Lord. Okay. So if any activity has to be successful, we have to see the place. The place is conducive for that activity. Okay. The place is, pure, auspicious. Okay, so place is much, and the doer. What is the attitude of the doer? A doer should be there, a person to initiate that should be there. The tools, okay, the tools, that is the senses. Now we need senses to do any activity, and the endeavor. Okay, so just like that, okay, everything will happen by the mercy of Krishna. And if I sit quietly without studying, can I write the exam and pass? We cannot, right? Our endeavor should be there. And finally, the sanction of the Supreme Lord. So this is the aspects that required to fulfill any activity successfully. So the place, the doer, the tools or the senses, the endeavor, and finally the sanction of the Supreme Lord. Of these, the Supreme Lord's blessing is the most important. Without the Supreme Lord's sanction, nothing will happen. Even a blade of grass will not move without his sanction. Okay. This sanction is enacted through the Supreme Lord's favorable supervision of the material energy. For it is by the Lord's will that material nature acts. Material nature acts according to one's consciousness. When the living entity is under the influence of the 3 modes of nature, actions are conducted by the lords of external energy, the material nature. So when this material energy will perform the activities, her role, when we are within the 3 modes of material nature. So we are coming under the subjugation or under the jurisdiction of Maya or the external energy. And if we are totally surrendered to Krishna, Maya has no role. Okay. Maya has no role. Mahatmanastu mam bharta devim prakriti mashrita bhajanti ananya manasu jnatva bhudabhim avyayam. Okay. All these great personalities, great souls, as Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Mahatma, great souls, O Partha, devim prakriti mashrita, because they take surrender of the internal energy of the Supreme Lord, the divine energy of the Supreme, not the material. Okay. So Mahatmanastu Mahabharata Devim Prakriti Masra Bhajanti Ananya Mana. So what do? Bhajanti, they worship Ananya. No other thought, no deviation, no dilution, single focus attention. Why they worship me with single pointed attention? Only worship me, with wholesome heart, without any deviation, without any other thoughts. Okay. Jnatva Bhudadim, because they know I am the supreme absolute truth, inexhaustible. They know that. All these, great saintly personalities, they worship me with single point attention. So this is so They come under divine energy of, and those who are such personalities will never be attacked by Maya. So when the living entity is under the influence of the remorse of material nature, his actions are conducted by the Lord's external energy, the material nature. But when he is transcendental consciousness, the Shuddha Tattva, the Shuddha Sattva state, his actions are conducted by the Lord's internal spiritual potency. So is it clear? So as long as we are doing the activity within the three modes of material nature, Shuddha, I mean Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, all our activities are conducted by Lord Krishna's external energy, that is Maya. The moment we take complete shelter of Supreme Lord, okay, then our activities are controlled by the divine energy or the internal energy of the Supreme Lord. For that, we have to transcend the three modes of material nature. Okay, we should not be even in Sattva-guna. We should transcend even the Sattva-guna. That means Shuddha Sattvic stage. Then Lord Krishna, just like Arjuna, Arjuna's chariot was controlled by Lord Krishna. Krishna directly controlled Arjuna's chariot. Similarly, when we take 100% shelter of Lord Krishna, even our mind will be navigated, guided, and instructed by Supreme Lord Krishna. We will not go wrong. When we give the rein or the charge or the driving instrument to Lord Krishna's hand, do you think that he will go wrong? Do we
No,
have?
Prabhuji.
Yes. So that is what. So we have to slowly and gradually, if we are in the mode of ignorance, we have to come to the mode of passion, and from passion to goodness, and from goodness to pure mode of goodness. In that pure mode of goodness, nothing to worry. Even though outwardly so many things may happen, just like Arjuna and the other Pandavas, so many calamities have befallen on them, but they were not at all worried. They were not in anxiety. Okay, they were not at all in anxiety because they knew Supreme Lord Krishna is with them. Whatever happens is for the whatever is happened is for the best, for their best. So they were not at all in anxiety. Whereas, Duryodhana, he had everything. He had the wealth and the name and the fame and all, Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya, Kripacharya, all of them were on the side of who? Duryodhana. But he was in anxiety always. Why? He had not taken shelter of Lord Krishna. But here, nobody were with Pandavas except Krishna. So who won the war? Who came victorious? Pandavas. Although they didn't have any backing except Krishna. So when we have an option to select, just like how you want Krishna or you want Krishnas, which one should we select?
Krishna.
Yes, Krishnas in the material world, just like Duryodhana opted for Krishnas Narayani Sena. What happened? They got defeated.
They
Right?
lost.
Yes, they lost. But Arjuna was very smart. I don't want Krishnas. I want Krishna. He opted for Krishna, and the victory was Arjuna's. So whatever we are seeing in this material world, it may be very attractive outwardly, but it is not helping us in our Krishna consciousness. Many of them, especially nowadays in this material world, especially in the age of Kali, many attractions are there, which only is distractions. Attractions for our mind and senses, but distraction devotionally. Okay. So when we go after this material energy, we are going to fall prey to her, and we'll go slowly and gradually, we'll go away from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is why Krishna is telling, Devi hi esa gunamayi mama maya durataya mam evaye prapatyande mayam edam tarantide. It is very difficult to overcome my extra energy, but those who have surrendered unto me, it's very easy to cross over. So the living entity can choose to have his activities conducted by either the Lord's external energy or his internal energy. This is the extent of Jiva's minute independence. Now, Lord Krishna has given us option, choice. Either we can opt to choose the internal energy or the external energy. If we choose to opt for external energy, then we will have to come back again and again, different species depending upon our activity. But if we choose to remain in internal energy within this lifetime, we can get purified and go back home, back to Godhead. So this minute independence is given to all of us, to all the human beings. It is not given to animals and other species of life, but to human being, he has given this minute independence of choosing what is right, what is bad. So the moment the spirit soul surrenders completely at the lotus feet of Supreme Lord and prays to him for engagement in his loving dual service, soul is freed from the bondage of fruitive actions. So by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what are we praying? Oh divine energy of Lord Krishna, oh Lord Krishna, please engage me in your loving devotional service. Okay. So when we pray like that, and when Lord is merciful, he will give us opportunity to do many types of devotional service. So if we accept that, and if you are inclined to do such devotional service, the Maya will not attack us. Okay, and slowly and gradually we will get purified. All our contaminations will be, mitigated, and we'll be able to come to the platform of, Krishna consciousness. That means in the category of divine energy, that is internal energy of the Supreme Lord. So in this stage, he proves the truth of the scriptural injunction, Jivera Surupahai Krishnara Nityadas. So that is our actual occupational duty. What is that? Jivera Surupahai Krishnara Nityadas. That we are eternally, our Surupa is that we are the eternal servant of Lord Krishna. In his original spiritual identity, the spirit soul is an eternal servant of Krishna. That is our actual identity. But unfortunately, since we are in this material world, we have come under the subjugation of Maya, and we think that all these things are for our enjoyment, forgetting our duty towards Krishna, forgetting that there is the Supreme Lord, and we think we are the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I am the proprietor. With all these things, we end up doing sense gratificatory activities which will bind us in this material world eternally, in different species. So this position gives the soul immense bliss. It is wrong to equate the position of an eternal servant of Krishna with that of a slave of Maya, the illusory potency of Krishna. Okay, so in this position, that when we are in total surrenders to Krishna, we get immense bliss. So we cannot equate this position of an eternal servant of Krishna with that of slave of Maya. Now almost all of us are the slave of Maya, because we cannot defeat Maya. When some temptation comes, some provocation comes, we fail, we miserably fail in front of Maya. Okay, now there's a person who is suffering from diabetes. Okay, and others are, people are serving, for example, say gulab jam, and this person is trying to restrain himself. He doesn't want to eat because he knows very well that eating, sweet will hamper his health. When all of them are there, no, I don't want because I this and, but the moments nobody is there alone, his mind will say, what is there if I take one rasgulla or one gulab jam? Nothing is going to, the sky will not fall on me. Once, okay. So he is giving up to Maya. Okay, he will eat one. Then next time when he get against this gulab jam or rasgulla, he'll say, oh, one more doesn't make sense. He will be, going against his own will. The mind is capturing us. That means Maya is attacking us. So all of us will fall prey like that only. Okay? We won't be able to control ourselves, because so much distractions and attractions both are there in this material world. Okay, distraction from the devotional service, attraction to enjoy the material senses. So if we fall prey to such temptations and provocation, who is the loser? We ourselves are loser. So it is always better to be the servant of Krishna rather than the slave of Maya, the illusory potency of Krishna. In other words, the feelings of power and pleasure gained by lording it over matter are insignificant compared to the ecstasy one feels in the Lord's service. So, and it's a comparison again. The feeling, the power of pleasure gained by lording it over matter are insignificant compared to the ecstasy one feels in the Lord's service. So, when we are taking up service to Supreme Lord, the feeling of ecstasy that we experience is much better than the feeling of enjoying our senses, when we uh, try to enjoy the material nature or the Maya. And surrender is the only means to attain this state. No artificial method can be applied. The awakening of pure Krishna consciousness, which is the perfection of the living entity, is obtained only by surrendering to the Lord, the propensity for which is eternally inherent in the jiva. Hence, Lord Chaitanya says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 20.107, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaya Udaya. The pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of living entities. It's not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, the living entity actually awakens. Okay, this is taken from the Sword of Knowledge. So, in every one of us, the love of Krishna is there, but unfortunately, it is covered, it is dormant. So, it has to be ignited. Okay, and after igniting that, slowly and gradually, we have to remove all the dirt that we have been carrying from time immemorial, or the contamination. So, when the heart is purified by the process of chanting and hearing, this Krishna consciousness will be awakened. So the only process in the age of Kali is to hear and chant the holy name of the Lord, by which all our contamination, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, everything will be mitigated, and we'll be able to situate ourselves in Krishna conscious activities. So, and we can attain perfection in this life. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or any comments? Haribol?
No, Prabhuji.
Everything is clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Other Mataji's, Prabhu's, any questions or comments?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we'll go to the discovery. What 5 factors determine the success of our activities? Okay. Tarini Mataji, what are the 5 factors that determine the success of our activities?
Yes, Prabhuji. That is the place, first one.
Hmm.
And the second is the doer.
Hmm.
And the third one is the senses.
Hmm.
And the fourth one is the endeavor.
Hmm.
And fifth is the Krishna, Lord Krishna.
Very
He
good.
only sanctioned the wills.
Very well. So these are the 5 factors that determine success of our activity. Out of these 5 factors, which is the most important factor, Kuvira?
Prabhuji, it's the sanction of the Supreme Lord.
Okay, why?
Because without Krishna wanting anything to happen, nothing will happen. Like you said, example, the blade of grass moving. If Krishna doesn't want it to move, it will never move.
Very good. Yes, very good. So understanding Explain the independence enjoyed by the Jiva. Advaita Prabhu.
Harish Prabhuji, I think Prabhu has just left, maybe for shift, Prabhuji.
Okay. Who else?
Just now left. Yeah.
Okay. Then Bhuvana Mataji. Explain the independence enjoyed by the Jiva. Okay, anybody else? Sham, you want to say?
It would be minute independence. It wouldn't be very much. Because the independent this because everything is not, if you're not chanting or anything, then the happiness is only temporary. Like
So
if you, for example, if
Sham, as per this passage, what is the independence that Jiva is enjoying? Explain the independence enjoyed by Jiva. There are two options given here. What are those? What is the limit of independence that Jiva can exercise?
Prabhuji, we have the freedom to make decisions, right?
Yeah. What is that?
Freedom.
Yeah. So what is that? Explain the independence enjoyed by what is the Jiva enjoying, to what extent, and what independence the Jiva is enjoying? To stay either under the jurisdiction of external energy or internal energy, right? We have an option, we have a choice, either to stay with Maya or to stay with Krishna. So this independence is ours, isn't it? Either we can stay in the material world under the subjugation of Maya, or we can stay with Krishna in the spiritual world. This choice is ours. This independence is there, but we cannot go beyond that. Our independence is there, but limited. It's minute. And we can opt whether to remain here in this material world or remain in the supreme world as Jivera Surupa Hoy, Krishnera Nitya Dasa. Either become Dasa of the Supreme Lord or slave of the Maya. Right? That choice is there. Is it not?
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes.
Sham, is it clear?
yeah, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay. So our independence is limited to this. Whether we want to become a servant of Krishna or we want to become slave of Maya. That is our independence. So why does a pure soul hanker to be a servant of Krishna? How can one attain to this state? Yes. Anyone? Yes, wants to answer this question. How does pure soul hanker to be a servant of Krishna? How can one attain to this state?
The reason why a pure soul would want to hanker to be a servant of Krishna is to attain eternal happiness.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be temporary happiness, and one can attain to the state with our endeavor and Krishna's mercy.
Okay. So Sham says, with our endeavor and with Krishna's mercy, we can attain that. So the pure soul, by natural instinct, okay, our innate nature is that we are the eternal servant of Krishna. But unfortunately, it is covered. It's in dormant. So it has to be rekindled. Okay. And when that dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened, automatically we want to serve Krishna. Okay? We want to become servant of Krishna. But now that it is covered and totally distracted from Krishna, thinking that I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I am the proprietor, in that mentality of doership. We want to enjoy separately from Krishna, isn't it? So when we come to the understanding, these are all temporary, or just a fractional time only that I am going to enjoy. It's not a permanent enjoyment. Then we hanker to become, in which we will get more bliss. In Maya's world, I may get some temporary happiness, flickering happiness, but it's not eternal. Under Lord Krishna's service, I'm getting eternal bliss. So how can one attain to this state? We can attain to that state by slowly evolving ourselves, transcending ourselves from the lower modes to the highest, that is pure mode of goodness. If I am in the mode of ignorance, I have to upgrade myself to the mode of passion. And when I reach mode of passion, from mode of passion to goodness, and from goodness to pure mode of goodness. So that is how I can attain that state, that is to become the servant of Krishna. So when we are in the mode of pure goodness, we are no more under the influence of three modes of material nature. We are above the three modes, atindriya. Okay, we are above the three modes of material nature, and our only purpose is serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna, for his enjoyment, for his pleasure. And by serving him without any reason, without any purpose, without any motivation, uninterruptedly, we also become enjoyed. We also become enjoyed by his enjoyment. So what happens to one's karma when one becomes servant of Krishna? What happens? One's karma?
Prabhuji, it won't be taken into consideration, will it?
It becomes nullified.
Yes. Krishna will take care of everything. You don't have to bother. So he has become our master. Okay. So when, say for example, when I have a very wealthy father, should I bother for money? Oh,
No, Prabhuji.
yeah, I have a very wealthy father. So whatever my needs, requirements are, they will be taken care because he has got a lot of wealth. So Supreme Father is Krishna, isn't it? Why should I bother about my karma? He will take care of it. He will write off everything. The moment we take complete shelter of Krishna, he'll write off everything. He'll take charge of my vehicle, my chariot. Just like how he took the charge of Arjuna's chariot. Krishna will also take charge of my chariot, and he will drive the chariot very nicely. So I don't have to bother. What will happen to my karma? Who will pay my tuition fees? Who will get me entrance in the university? Nothing. He knows what is best for me. He will do that. So when we take shelter of Krishna, we don't have to bother about other things, external things. So share experiences of how you feel when you engage in devotional service to the Lord or pure devotees. So you all can share that. When we take up this process of Krishna conscious activities, how do you feel? How blissful, how joyful he become? So you all can share. When you are doing any material activity versus spiritual activity. So suppose you are doing a charity, you are helping some friend. How you are feeling, and after helping that friend, after some days he's telling, oh, what sort of help he has done? He had so much money and he gave me only this much. On the contrary, you'll get a bad name also. Even though you are helping, oh, he didn't come for this party. How many times I went for that party, his home? So many times. Now he came only once. Or he gave me gift, a small gift. I gave big gift. So these are all, only you will be in miserable condition when we are doing any material activity. But when we are doing the spiritual activity to please Krishna, how joyful you become, how blissful you become, isn't it? Haven't you experienced such things?
Yes, Prabhuji, yeah.
So how you feel when you engage in devotional service?
When I do any kirtan or arti, I feel ecstatic when I do kirtan.
Good. Others?
Prabhuji, from my side, there are a few instances. It's mostly bhajan. So whenever the family we sit and we do kirtan and bhajan together, it's really happy and calm, and it's a totally different feeling. It takes us into a whole different kind of state. And sometimes my father and I, we play the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on the piano, and that also gives us a good feeling. So it totally takes us into a different state, Prabhuji. It's a very blissful state.
Very good. Very good.
Can I say, Prabhuji?
Yes, please, Mataji.
There is no fear, Prabhuji. If you think of him, if anything going to happen, it is because of Krishna's action. Whatever he gives is good for us. So, like anything happens, there is no fear.
Very good. Very good, Mataji. Okay. Anybody would like to share more?
I too accept that when Prabhuji, I don't feel fear nowadays, and because everything is in Krishna's hands, so so happy and quiet and calm nowadays, and doing the Krishna's this one activities that gives me very happy and blissful.
Very good. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nice. Hare Krishna. So very nice. So happy to hear that you're all, practicing Krishna consciousness very nicely. Very good news. Okay. Anything else? Any other points, or shall we conclude here? Nanda Gopal Prabhu, you would like to sum up?
Thank you, Prabhuji. And thank you for your newer messages also to us. And today being the last, actually for the Gita Marathon, some of our BV members donated during Gita Jayanti. And today I'm compiling all the addresses. I'll be submitting to Rahul Prabhu later today.
Okay.
And with that, we will be completing the whole process, Prabhuji. So it will be dispatched to all the intended recipient back in India.
Okay. Good, Raji. So it's a good, very good devotional activity that you all are doing. And not only that, you are practicing, you want to give this devotional service or devotional activity and this, noble thing, for their betterment also. It's a very good, very, very good spiritual activity.
Yeah, actually to add to that, Prabhuji, also one of our non-devotee who never attended class, he also donated 10 Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji.
Oh, Hari Bol.
Yeah. So I'm going to compile that addresses also. And interestingly, this year, all our BB members